What is going on, YouTube family? Mike D, aka Dead Cynic, coming at you with another live stream. We got the Friday Night Funk. And for those of you that actually follow my Instagram, you will know that we will be doing a live unboxing tonight. We got some really nifty shit in the mail. So, yeah, if you've been paying attention to probably like the last week or so's worth of posts, because I don't really post too often on Instagram, then you will probably notice that we got some hash. And I don't normally buy hash, but there's a particular company that I had been seeing pop up in my feed, and I was wondering if they were local or if they had stuff for sale in California. So I was really pleasantly surprised to see that they were actually carried by a local delivery service. So I picked up a little bit of hash. I will probably pick up some more hash in the future because I do like hash. What's up, Brother Jim? And actually, since you're here, you know what? Let's go ahead and start off the night with a shot. Really? There we go. It doesn't always work. My lady likes to blame it on herself. She is kind of a jinx, I guess. It happens. So yeah, we're going to pour a shot for Brother Jim's dad. I actually knew Ed very well. He was a pretty good friend. I lived next door to him for, I want to say, like a year and a half to 2 years. And even after I wasn't his neighbor anymore, we still kept in touch. And so, funny story, Jim's dad was the person who sold me my first hit of acid ever. So, good times. I am definitely going to miss Ed, and much love and respect to him and all the family. So, Jim, thank you for tuning in, fam. You know, much love to you during this difficult time. I wish you and the rest of the family the best. Definitely lost a cool motherfucker. So, yeah, let's go ahead and pour some wild turkey for Jim Justice's pops. You taking one or no? All right. Well, you can have some of this. So we actually got my lady here in the room. You may notice the moving blanket over here in the corner. That's her. And she was kind of weirded out about even having that. Like, can we see anything? It's like, if your face isn't on there, I'm good. I'm not worried about anything else. And also, because I didn't really have a plan for what we were going to talk about this evening, let's go ahead and throw my tenants out there, because more than likely something I'm going to say is going to rub somebody the wrong way, and I don't really care. So I'm not here to be everybody's friend. I'm not here to be politically correct. I am not going to say things that everyone agrees with. I ain't no fucking cartoon character. Now that we got that out of the way, first dislike, also mine, because the haters can lick my balls. And yeah, you do. Silent Wolf says, who's on the floor? My lady. She's chilling here with us tonight, so she may chime in on a subject or two, but you're just going to hear kind of a disembodied voice. However, there is the hand. Oh, yeah. Jim, again, much love to you, fam. Hope that you have a great evening. And also, I sent you a DM. If you wouldn't mind checking it and getting back to me, I need to know how much the oven is going for. So when I talk to my buddies, if they give me like, hey, what's the asking price, then I can discuss that with them. So please let me know at your earliest convenience, and I will make sure that the buddies that I have that I think might be interested in that, I will talk to them about it. All right, everybody. So, not gonna lie, the last batch of meds that I picked up from Fine Line 1000, some of it was good, some of it was not. And the shitty thing is, the main fucking jar that I picked up, the actual ounce, it was not very good. Like, it tastes hella green, and it burns really dark in the banger. Like, doesn't matter what temperature I take it at, that shit is hella dark. And what I think is interesting, and the reason why I was just like, you know what, fuck it, I'll find a way to make some money and I'll buy a different batch. I'm on the last little bit of my blast union and some reclaim right now. But this is kind of what struck me is I had taken a couple dabs and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm becoming a dab snob or something, but I really don't like this. I do not think this is very good quality. And while my lady was here, she actually has taken a break from smoking. And I want to say it's been, what, like 3 months?
Yeah.
At least 3?
At least 3.
So at least 3 months since she's had anything to smoke. And when I took a dab and blew it out in the room, she was like, oh, babe, that smelled harsh. And I was like, I know, right? And the thing was, that was a perfect dab. And to her, who has been on tolerance break and probably anything would smell amazing, that actually kind of smelled rough. And it's like, fuck, man, I have almost an entire ounce of that shit. So I guess now I just got something for when people come by that I don't like. So if you ever get some funny tasting dabs, better start acting right.
You don't tell them that.
Silent Wolf says, damn, DM them. And you know what the issue with that is, fam? Like, I could start a big, and that's why I'm just saying it on my channel. I'm not trying to shit on them or anything, but it is an honest opinion. I didn't like it. I don't care for the quality of it, and I don't think it's very good. You know, he had other stuff that he gave me, but that's the thing is I'm not going to try and buy an entire stash full of rosin just because like the live resin that he makes isn't that great. And what I will say is, so he gave me like 4 different strains. I got some garlic juice rosin, which was actually pretty good, and I thought that was good. Then I got 2 little jars that didn't even have labels on them. They just had like, they had a design, but they didn't have a label. And what I mean by that is it said like Fine Line 1000, but it didn't tell me what was in the jar. And I'm automatically very suspect of shit that's like that. It's like, okay, you can't even tell me what's in the fucking jar? I don't care. I already know what company I'm picking it up off of. Like, I just met you, so I know what company you are. How about you tell me what the fuck is in here? So there was the ice cream cake, which is the ounce that I bought. Then there was this White Fire, a gram of White Fire that he gave me. Both of those are garbage. I got a gram of some garlic juice rosin, which was actually pretty good. And then another gram of some house mix live resin sauce that I think is just some random shit that's thrown together. That was better than the ounce of stuff that I paid for. And it just sucks. And so, Silent Wolf, here's the thing. I could text them or DM them and let them know what happened, but they're probably just going to start some big old fucking thing about it, and I don't want to deal with it. At least this way, I can be honest about the transaction. It's not, and seriously, like, if anybody wants to question, especially people that I actually know, if anyone that I know watches this and is like, you know what, I'd like to try those dabs. You know what, I got the whole fucking jar up there in my closet, and you can try it. And I tell you what, it's not going to taste very good. So that was my mistake. Definitely not going to be picking up from them anymore. And it just sucks because in the first place, they reached out to me. So I thought that it was going to be like some pretty decent meds, because specifically what they kept telling me was, hey, bro, I keep seeing all of this dope ass glass on your page. Like, you know, hey, come do business with me. I'll hook you up. We'll get you some fucking terps for that glass. So here I am thinking that this guy understands like my position and how I feel about dabs, and he wants to offer me some really good stuff because he's like in the same part of the community. But the thing is, so what's going on, sir? Fresh pressed rosin should be the bomb. I need to make some. It should be, and that's the thing, is his rosin was decent and I liked it. It was definitely better than the other shit that I got. CDN says, damn, always sucks having to wait for something that wasn't your fault. And you know, it just, Random Andy, you fell for a hustler. No, actually I didn't, because I bought off of him before. But again, and so it's actually kind of funny that you would comment that, because you said some shit in my last stream that I didn't actually get to comment on because I missed it by the time I came back. But you have some interesting thoughts, Random Andy, and we might get into that a little bit later. What Up Cynic says 8. He says, I hope you guys are talking about hash and not flower rosin. Me in particular, 8, I really don't care, because I think that if you're going to go to all the trouble to make hash, you might as well just smoke that. Like, why even turn it into rosin? Because the returns on that are fucking garbage. And I know that everyone's going to get all up in their feelings about that shit. And if you smoke exclusively rosin, or you're a grower and you can do that, awesome. I'm not a grower, so I don't have the kind of budget for that. And I'm not going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars just so I can have like a half ounce of rosin that's only going to last me a week and a half. But yeah, having said that, sometimes you don't get things that you're hoping to get, and now I just got to buy from someone else. And that's the crazy fucking thing, is that every time that I bought from a third party and I've got this particular company, Fine Line 1000, it's always been pretty good. And the one time that I actually drive out to this motherfucker's house to meet him in person, I was standing in his garage when he got these fucking jars and put them in my hand. And that's the bad batch that I get? That sucks for him, because I ain't spending no more money there. Vinny says, about to heat up a dab. Hope y'all are having a good night. Random Andy says, that shit sucks, dude. You know, it kind of does, but again, now I just have dabs for people that I don't like. So if you come over and you're talking a bunch of shit like, I'll outsmoke anybody, well, I'll give you a nice fat dab of this garbage, and we'll see how you like that. Bingus says, put all those small buds in a pouch and smash them. As a grower is just using all of your plant. And Bingus, I totally understand that. And I agree with it, and I think that it's a great idea. But again, because I am not a grower, I don't have access to just random buds lying around. So I'm not really about that rosin life. Now, having said that, if somebody brings it over or somebody offers me a hit of rosin, it is very tasty. It is very potent. I'm not going to say that it's bullshit, but I am going to say that it's in a tier where it's like, I'm not exactly sure if it's worth what it normally costs a regular person like me to buy a substantial amount of. Because just like I said before, if you're a grower, or if your best friend is a grower, or if you're sucking the dick of a grower and you have some kind of fucking hookup, that's great. But if you're a normal person, you probably don't have the kind of money that it takes to buy an entire stash worth of rosin to supply you until you need another stash. Let's see, 8 says the hash to hash rosin yield is like 70%, and I don't know, hash still has all the particulates. Why keep them in there when you could refine it a little and still keep the terps? But to each their own, you know? And my thing about that, 8, is we're talking about such a small level of shit. Like, if you were to take a low temp dab of either the hash rosin or just the hash, as long as it's a low temp, you'd be just fine. Or for people like me, where you actually want the experience of some hash, you buy things like what I bought tonight. So I understand where you're going, where it's like, yeah, it's just better, it's more efficient, but you actually have people like me that would enjoy the experience of just hash. So that's why you never, and maybe I should start doing that actually, but you never hear me as a host be like, oh, you like to smoke this or that? Like, I don't think that there is a best consistency or even a best type of stuff. Like, I really don't think that rosin is better than live resin. I think that there are certain types that can be, but like as a whole, no fucking way. Silent Wolf says, what about that old school house you have? How was that? Silent Wolf, that is exactly what I am talking about. This is a full gram of some Sitka Lebanese red hash, or I should say hashish. And I haven't smoked any. And the reason why is because I wanted to get a legit hash dome from Sitka, and that is actually what we are going to be unboxing right now. So, that's not what I was going to say. That's just a burp. To the 11 homies that are here, we are going to bust out, and I shouldn't call it old school, because if you were old school, you would probably take like knife hits and shit. But we're going to bust out like literally some old school hash, and we're going to take a nice fat hash rip. And I do have dabs, so we're going to take dabs, we're going to take a couple more shots, all that good shit. But this particular live stream is going to be an unboxing of that hash dome. Brother Bingus says, an unboxing? Yes, sir. And so I did post it up on my Instagram. If you guys have seen my story post, then you have seen this little box with Deacon smelling it, because he's interested in everything. And yeah, we are going to open it up. And what I will say to anybody watching right now, more than likely you folks have seen my shit with some form of regularity. I would just caution you to not sound like a snob. Don't be a glass snob. Don't be a dab snob. As long as I don't think you're coming at me like, oh, why do you do that? Because I do this. I really, really don't want to have to shit down your throat. So, you know, let's just be nice about it. And here we go. We're going to start off with, oh, yeah. So that was actually a fight that my mom's husband, the guy that I don't care for, I went to go see him. And that was, I want to say, one of his first fights, and he got fight of the night. It was 45 seconds into the first round. He knocked full out. Bingus says, honestly, I'd rather smoke some old school hash than rosin. I hear that, Brother Bingus. And, like, I get it. I get it. Hash rosin, like, it's the shit. Like, it's so awesome. But there is a place in my heart for hash, because there's a certain taste that you get from it. There's a certain aroma that comes from it. So hash is kind of like in its own little world, you know? And rosin, I get it. Everybody's wet for rosin. But you know what? I think having some old school fucking hash is pretty dope too. So here we go, guys. It's a box in a box. So let's go ahead and see. I'm going to move this to the side to make sure that we don't get any of my lady here, because she's all fucking weird about it. Here we go, guys. Silent Wolf says, I love hash. Hash is fucking dope. And so, guys, actually, I should premise this with this hash dome. The glass part is made by Knuckles Glass. And it's funny because I have a piece from Knuckles Glass. It's this little bubble cap right here. Has a super fat white opal in it. Really neat, nice looking bubble cap. I've had it for quite some time, actually. All right, here we go, y'all. Yeah, it's about. All right. You guys ready? You guys ready? Okay, so it's 3 pieces. So we have the actual, so it looks like it's wrapped up still. Let's go ahead and take this off. So there's 3 pieces total. The base is spun on a lathe, and it's made out of walnut. And so here we have the base. Nice walnut base with a brass pin that's actually been hand ground down to a point. So somebody actually took sandpaper with their fucking hands and was like, we have the Sitka label on the back. That's a sharp fucking pin too, fuck. We have the glass dome. And this glass dome actually, so that's real gold. That's 24 karat gold, hand painted on there. And the way that it goes together is you also have, so the third piece is this little stopper that goes on top, which has a dope little gold S for Sitka embossed in it. Let's see if we can get it to focus. We never can, but you know what? We'll try. Yeah, it's just being a little bitch. So that's all right. We're used to that. Beautiful, beautiful setup. And the way that this works is what you do. Well, you know what? We'll do a live demo. So we could take the hash and light it with a lighter, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do is we're going to take some hemp wick and we're going to light the hash with that. And so we are going to take this gram of hash right here, and we're going to bust off a nice little chunk. Oh, yeah. So there it is right there. What we're going to do is we're going to roll that into a little kind of worm, because the thing about, and here's the thing, guys, decent hash is going to be malleable in your hands. So you're going to be able to take it in your fingers. See, that looks like a fucking rat turd right there. There's none, my fingers aren't super sticking together or anything like that. This is very, very malleable. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take that rat turd and we're just gonna pop it right on to that nail there. And that's a fat chunk, y'all. This is gonna be a fat fucking hash rip. Huh? Yep. And so the next thing, babe, is just light it like incense. So guys, what we are going to do is we're going to take the hemp wick, we're going to light each end, and we're going to let it kind of flame up for a second. We're going to blow them out, and it's going to be like some incense. And the way that you use the hash dome is after it's got that kind of, I want to say like coal action going, and it's smoking a little bit, you put the dome over it, and you let the smoke build up. And then when you're ready, take the stopper off, tilt it a little bit, and you inhale all of that amazing hashy goodness. So guys, much love. Thank you very much for joining me. Hope that you are all having a wonderful beginning to your weekend. I'm about to take a big old fucking rip of some hash. So I'm doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and light this baby up. So you get a nice little ember on both ends there. And you just let that baby fill up. And you don't want to let it wait too long because the smoke does get stale. So here we go. Oh, my Lanta. And we'll just let it keep building up. Oh. So the other thing that we can do, guys, is we can just literally let it chill out in the open like some incense and just let it fill the room. That was actually a method that I saw recommended by the company that made the hash. They literally said, you know, if you guys just want to light it and let it fill the space, it'll work that way too. Let's see, Silent Wolf. You can go onto their website and check them out, fam. Each hash dome is kind of unique because they have to hand make it. So they're all a little different, and therefore I think that they are worth the price. Man, that shit filled the room already. It is hella smoky in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that out. Actually, I don't even know how. So I think that we might just set that off to the side and let it go. We got my mom in here. What's going on, mama? We are burning some hash right now. But you know what? Before we set this off to the side and let it do its thing, let's take a couple of more big old fucking hash rips off of it. And that just looks so amazing as the smoke builds up in there, too. It's just fucking dope to watch. So much love to all of you guys. Thank you for tuning in to this live unboxing and demo of the Sitka Gold Hash Dome. If you can't remember the last time that you had some hash, I recommend it. I actually already feel that shit. Oh, my Lanta. Okay, so we're going to set that off to the side. CDN says, first time seeing something like that. That's what's up, fam. Jacob Lopez says, never tried hash. You know what? It is a little bit different. And I will say that I don't know if I would say it's as strong as a dab, but if you do it the way that I did it, you're going to get a good couple of hits off of it. And I shit you guys not. That is hitting me already. So I don't know if it was the quality of the hash or just the fact that I haven't smoked hash in a really long time. But I mean, I am so okay with that being my new form of incense around the house. And like, if I ever just, yeah, let's just fucking spark up a little chunk of that. And yeah, so I'm definitely going to be buying more grams of that. And here and there, we'll break out the hash dome and we'll make it a little special occasion type thing. Having said that, guys, let's go ahead and pack a nice fat dab. And then we will pour another shot and hang out for a little bit. We are coming up on a half hour, currently 28 minutes in. We got Deacon going hard on a squishy ball right behind me. My lady is reading a Calvin and Hobbes book. Love Calvin and Hobbes. Calvin and Hobbes are the shit. And that did burn for a little bit. This is how much we got left, guys. Just a tiny little bit. But look at that. White ashes. My mom wants to know what happened to my neck. My lady happened to my neck. Jacob says, I recently got my hands on some sugar diamonds. That's what's up, family. Let's take a nice fat dab. I have some Nug Run Stankosaurus. We do have some left. Not a ton, but we do have some. And there it is, the last little bit, guys. That was a nice little rat turd of some hash. That was a fat rat turd. So we're going to cover that with the dome, cut off the oxygen, let it go out. But yeah, we got a nice hashy filled fucking office right now. Pretty sure my lady could feel it. But yeah, if you guys have never seen that way of smoking hash before. I mean, there's a couple of old school, I don't want to say ghetto ways, because that's basically how people used to do it before we had the stuff. But you could do like knife hits where you would get literally like a butter knife, put your hash on there, hold it over the oven, get another knife, hold that over the oven, fucking put them together, and then once it starts melting the hash, you just... That's a method, but I don't know. That just seems like a little much. So I'd rather have the dome to where I can just fucking set it on there and hit it like it's a piece, you know? Once you actually put the dome on there and the smoke is ready, you just hit it. So that seems easy to me, and I really dig it. And it's another, so aside from that, it's another collector's piece. You know, these are handmade from walnut. The fucking gold embellishments are hand painted on. So to me, it's a dope piece to add to the collection. And yeah, I really like it. Half an hour in, guys. Let's go ahead and take the first dab of the night, and we will pour another shot and chill out for a little bit. What? Not exactly sure how long I'm going to be on, but I'm usually on for about 2 hours. So we should at least bank on that. And once I'm done here, I'm either going to put on a movie with my lady or possibly hop online with my little brother. Maybe kill some zombies. I don't know if my lady might have some homework to do or something. Michael J, what's going on, fam? We just ripped on some hash. I'm not going to do it. And again, aside from the other reasons that I listed off, one of the main reasons why I'm not going to do it too often is because the guy that I live with, he does not smoke weed at all. So I don't really need to reek up the house like hash and shit. I don't think that he would be bothered every great blue moon or something, you know, but I don't think it needs to happen super often. So we may not use the hash dome a whole lot, but I still got a pretty fat fucking chunk of hash left. Because I tore off that big old rat turd, and this is what we have left. That's still at least another 2 fat rat turds. Michael J, all is going well, fam. We got 1 shot down. We just smoked, took some pretty gnarly hits of some hash, and now we're about to take a dab. So yeah, life is going pretty good. Been catching up on my reading. I finished the Gospel According to Satan, and then I started reading the sleep paralysis book. And I got to say that the sleep paralysis book has been really interesting. So if you guys want to research that phenomena, if you were here during last week's stream and you were part of that conversation, the book that I recommended about sleep paralysis is actually pretty informative, and you would probably enjoy it. CDN said, or wants to know, is it sticky or is it solid? So CDN, if you've been here since we started, fam, like I'm pretty sure you watched me roll it up and put it on the pin. It is very stable. It is not sticky at all. And that's actually what I was saying as I was rolling it into what we put on the pin, is that as I'm rolling it, my fingers aren't getting super sticky. It is very stable, very easy to, it's very pliable. So I was going to say very easy to what, but yeah, very pliable. And my mom saying hi to Deke. Oh yeah, he's always chilling with us. Or wrong side. Got his ball. Be chilling with his ball. Since he hears me talking to you guys, he's gonna try and go extra hard on the ball. Probably put some holes in it tonight. Take a chunk or 2 out of it. Damn, that hash got me, guys. Feeling pretty damn good. But it's awesome because, yeah, I haven't smoked hash in years. So it's cool to have my first hash rip in a couple of years be off a legit hash dome. And I think that that is a very well-made little setup. So I am looking forward to showing other people, because I think what's neat about being like a glass collector like me, because I know not all glass collectors have as much shit, but I enjoy having different stuff that I can pull out and people will be like, what the fuck is that? And especially like it cracks me up when I have a friend over that smokes and I pull something out and I'm like, hey bro, I just got this in the mail today, or like, have you seen one of these before? And they're like, what is that? So I think it's fun and it's neat to be able to show people new stuff. So pretty cool. And this just got here today, so we're definitely, that's the first use. We got it on camera. Cheers to many more uses with the Sitka hash dome. And it's still fucking smoky in here. That's like some sweat lodge shit. You just put that shit on and let it fill the room. Nine homies in the chat. What's going on, nine homies? Friday night funk. We did a live unboxing of a hash dome and then we broke it in. I just got to be careful with that fucking brass pin because that shit is sharp. Easily stab yourself with that. And I also got to figure out how to clean it because there was some hash oil that ran down the nail as it was burning, and there's a tiny little sticky puddle on the bottom of the nail from the oils and the resins. So I actually need to hit up Sitka to find out the best way of cleaning that, because it's going to build up. Like, gonna build up. And I figure as far as this goes, it'll be just like cleaning any other piece, you know. We'll just have to, from this side, put some alcohol and some salt, and we'll just leave it open-ended like that, kind of swish it around. Should be able to clean it really easy that way. Oh, damn it. I missed my window, guys, so we're going to heat this up just a little bit. And then we will fix the camera angle. And take a nice fat dab. Cheers, everybody. Fat dabs. My mama looking for Brother Bingus, asking if he's still in the chat. You know, I know Brother Bingus, he can get kind of busy sometimes with the other invites that I'm sure that he gets to go into people's live streams and whatnot, because he's a pretty regular guy in certain live streams. So he might be here, but he may have gone to hang out with some other folks, and much love to him. He's a good friend of mine. Always look forward to hanging out with him in the chat or even having him on camera so we can take a couple of shots, get a little swifty. Pretty proud to say I used to say I think, but I am. I am the only person that Brother Bingus will get on camera and take shots with. That's pretty fucking cool. And we have definitely gotten swifty together on camera. I think there's actually a live stream I had to private because we done got swifty. All right, 40 minutes in. Much love, guys. Let's go ahead and pour shot number 2. Mama, you got your Jameson ready? This is a super dope sticker that I'm looking forward to putting on the Terp fridge. Nice little chunk of Sitka hash on fire. And I actually reached out. So I reached out to these guys because they hit me up and they're like, hey, use this to save some money on your order. And I was like, I already made the order, but if you guys want to send me something, I collect hat pins. You guys got a hat pin. You can always send me a hat pin. Hopefully they send that. I doubt it, but hopefully. And either way, that gives me something to actually do a review on. So we may be reviewing the Sitka Hash Dome in the very near future. I kind of feel good because I have a few things stacking up that I need to do reviews of, and normally I have a hard time trying to figure out what the fuck I'm going to talk about. So now I just need to make a list and just go down the list and do the videos for that stuff. So we should have a couple of review videos, possibly a couple of Let's Talk videos in the very near future. And whether we do or not, there's always going to be the live stream every week. And honestly, I guess I should say, depending on how life works, we'll either do a video or a live stream, but there should be at least one video every week. So far, it's been a live stream because that's been a little bit easier for me to manage. There isn't any post-production I have to do or anything like that. And I've been trying to look into how to be a little bit better at that, to actually put in cuts in the video to where you see something and then there's a fade and then you see something else. And I've been working on how to get better at that. So hopefully the quality of the videos will change in the coming future. But yeah, it's just been easier to do live streams the past couple of weeks. So that's what we've been doing. But regardless, we will have a video once a week. And if you guys want to check in more often than that, feel free to make an Instagram account because I do post a little more often on there. I can't say way more often because I kind of dialed it back on both of these places, but I do post a little bit more often on there. And if you want to, say, have notifications for stuff that's going on here on YouTube, something that I did today was I actually posted a picture of the box on my story. And I said, hey, live unboxing tonight on YouTube. So if any of you guys are on Instagram and you watch my story, you had a heads up. Babe, you taking the second one or? I say if you don't work tonight, then why not? And we've been just fine.
That's you.
All right. 9 homies in the chat. What's going on, 9 homies in the chat? We got shot number 2. My lady in the house with me. On Instagram, she is known as The Hand. She's not too big on being on camera. She wanted to be known as her own name, but if you don't want to be on camera, why you want to be known as your name? Exactly. So she says she don't want to be known. So then The Hand is way better than your actual name.
You got me there, sir.
I do. Logic.
Big brain power.
Always. So cheers, everybody. Much love from your brothers and your lady in the dab pack. UFO Factor Fiction, what's going on, fam? Much love, mama. Cheers, everybody. All right. So, the other thing that I wanted to show you guys, which I am super stoked about, to any of you guys, we got 8 homies in the chat right now. To anybody that has, anybody that's around my age, or even, yeah, just around my age. Found this tattoo artist that was doing renditions of Pokemon. And so these you can't even buy right now. I'm not sure that you will be able to buy them anymore because this guy was doing pre-orders of them for maybe like 2 weeks, and then they sold out. And once he took the amount of pre-orders that he wanted to take, these weren't available anymore. And so I got one for my good friend Josh for his birthday because he loves Charizard. And I kept thinking to myself after I bought his Charizard, fuck, if I don't get Blastoise, I may not ever have the chance again because I don't know how many of these he's going to make or like how he's handling the series. So I scraped together the loot and I got myself one, and this thing is fucking dope. It's going to be a while before I can get it framed, but I'm going to have it professionally framed in like a nice blue, probably like a dark blue frame. And so, mama, this is what Squirtle turns into. It goes Squirtle, Wartortle, and then this guy, Blastoise. Dallas disrespect. That's not what I was going to say. That's just a burp. Thank you, fam. He says, that's pretty sick. It is fucking dope, fam. And it's a good size, too. So I was really stoked on it. I really hope that my friend likes his. Because, yeah, I don't know if these are going to be available anymore. This may be one of the first and only prints that there is, which is dope. Dallas disrespect. I am a Amazon Prime member. If I really wanted to go do that, then I would, but I don't. I want to have it custom framed in a really nice frame that I took the time to look through a bunch of different frames and see. I like, as somebody that collects art and I have stuff professionally framed, and it runs in the family. Like my uncle did the same shit, and that's why I do that, because I have posters that he has given me that are professionally framed that he spent hundreds of dollars on because they're movie posters that he really liked. And what I'll say is, it's not something that you do a lot, because most of the shit that I have here in my house, that is, or in my room, I should say, in my closet right there, those frames, they came from Amazon. They're pretty cheap. But there's certain pieces that you buy, like let's say my piranha plant piece right here, which there are only 300 of. You get that professionally framed. So I totally understand and I agree with that argument to a certain extent, but there are times where you have to spend a little bit more and get the nice job. And as someone that owns stuff that is custom framed, there's a difference between that and stuff that you would just buy like a $20 frame for. 9 homies in the chat. We are coming up on an hour. Goddamn, already? 49 minutes. So shit, let's take another dab. But I totally feel you, fam. And if it was anything else, because I have, like even the stuff that's right here behind me that I keep over Deacon's bed, Taz, that was actually framed. That was custom framed for me for free because I had a buddy that worked in a frame shop for a while. The funny story behind that is I won that at a fair. I got that from popping bubbles with the darts, or popping balloons with the darts. Pretty much everybody on the planet has played that game before, so I know you guys all know what I'm talking about. But I just had to pop a balloon, and I got that. And I had it in the cheap little frame for the longest time. And for whatever reason, it fell off my wall one day, and the glass broke, so I needed a new frame. And I went to my buddy who worked in this print shop, and I was just like, hey, bro, how much would it be to, like, frame this? And he's like, dude, I'll do that on my fucking break. And so he did. And the cool thing about it is it's even non-glare. So it's not even a regular top. It's a non-glare top. And it's just for a Taz print. But I love Taz, so it's fucking dope. Dallas says, not wanting high-quality art in cheap frames. I totally see your point now. I'm lit. Oh, dude, I burned a good little deal of hash earlier.
Yeah, feeling it.
And I'm chilling off of that. Even my lady is here. And she's like, I'm feeling it because the room it's kind of smoky still. So we're fucking chilling. And yeah, so hey guys, let's pack another dab. Hope you're all having a great night. I am having a pretty good night so far. What? Oh, that's actually, yeah, a good point. So I actually, I don't know how you guys, like if you go on walks often or if you have animals or whatnot, but I took my dog out for a walk around the block a little bit earlier before I did the stream, and I saw a UFO. Now, when I say UFO, I do mean just to me that it's unidentified, which means that it could be otherworldly, but it also could be some, man-made tech that I'm just not aware of. But to me, that was an unidentified flying object. And it was crazy because the way that it looked was from out of nowhere, this bluish white light popped into the sky, and it was going across the sky at a very, very high rate of speed, like unreasonable. When you look up in the sky and you see most planes, you have a pretty easy time tracking them, because even though they're going fairly quick up there, it seems like they're going kind of slow almost. This was not like that. As soon as it popped into the sky, it was already going really, really quick. And I thought it was a shooting star at first, but what I thought was weird was it wasn't falling diagonally. It was just cruising horizontally. Like, it wasn't falling, it was flying. And I just thought it was really weird. So I tracked it for the couple seconds that I could see it. And it, like, I don't want to sound strange, even though what I'm describing is already strange. But it was like, as soon as I feel like it felt me notice it. Because as soon as I actually was like, what the fuck is that? It went from going horizontal to making a steep curve downwards, and then it just disappeared out of my range of sight. And it was weird. But yeah, I hadn't seen anything like that in the sky for a while. And that was the first thing that I told my lady when I came in, was like, hey, I saw a UFO when I took decal right now. Not like that. If you guys have seen anything recently, go ahead and throw it in the chat. I guess that's my little supernatural 2 cents for the evening. It is a trip, fam, and so I make it a rule when I take Deacon out and we go for a WALK. I can't actually say it because he'll get all excited, and I don't want to, build him up if we're not going somewhere. But when we go, I make it a rule: no phone. I can't take my phone. That's just me and him time, because the way that he lives his life is in the moment. So when we go on a walk, I try and be there with him, and I try and just make that me and Deacon time. So I do try and do stuff like just look around and appreciate it, because I'm actually very blessed. We live the house that I live in, because I rent a room from my buddy who owns the house. I live right next to a walking trail in a park, and that trail goes on for a good at least mile or so. So there's plenty of space for me to take him for a walk, and it's really neat to be able to do that. So I try to make sure at least once a day. I've been fucking up lately. I haven't taken him for one for at least like 2 days. So this was the first one in a couple of days, but normally every day we go for one. And yeah, always trying to look around, and it's nice. So I would advise that, even if you don't have a pet, if you have a park or something that you could walk around in and you haven't been outside in a while, because I'll admit I'm a hermit. I don't really go outside that much, and when I do, it's usually fucking dark. So if you need to get out of the house, go for a walk, go to the park. If you have an animal, get them out of the house, take them to the park.
Cover his ears.
Oh yeah, sorry. Hi, D. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm just giving people advice. If they have a pup like you, yeah. Gotta make you guys happy. 11 homies in the chat. Let's go ahead and take a dab, guys. Hope you're all having a good beginning to your weekend. It is Friday, so if your week sucked, no worries. It's pretty much over. Let's try and enjoy the weekend. Get ready for next week. Yeah. I was thinking we could talk about the book that I've been reading, but we don't need to make every night a supernatural and or paranormal night. We always somehow kind of end up there anyway. So if you guys happen to bring that up, fine. But I'm going to try not to tonight. I'm going to try and keep it on glass and or other stuff. Because what I would like to do is, if we talk about the paranormal or the supernatural, I'd like to actually make that at night where there's a title and people can tune into it and they know that's what they're going to get for that discussion. But as far as what we've been doing lately on Friday Night Funk, it's just kind of hanging out for a little bit and having a space for all of us to be together so that we can chill, take some shots, take some dabs, just kind of unwind for a little bit. And I've really enjoyed that. And I think that's why, to be completely honest, I haven't, that's been the only video that I've done on the channel for the last couple of weeks, is because it's kind of nice not having the pressure that I put on myself. Not saying that you guys do, but the pressure that I put on myself to be like, what are you going to talk about in this week's video? Because you got to have a video every week. And then you got to find something to talk about in the live stream because we got to have a topic. And it's like, no, we don't. And if nobody tunes in, then, hey, 20 minutes into the video, I'll shut it down. I'll hop on this fucking video game with my little brother, spend the rest of the night smashing on some zombies. Win-win. But yeah, it is awesome, especially like when I'm talking about nothing at all right now, to see that there's 11 of you guys in here. So thank you. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for spending your time with me. I always, I say it every stream, but I appreciate it. And it's nice not to be talking to myself. So, coming up on an hour, let's go ahead and take this fat dab. And we'll chill for a little bit. I'm actually going to check on this music to make sure that it doesn't pause on us, because it likes to be stupid and do that. And we'll also find something else to listen to as well. Boma, busting shots. So the name of this track, guys, I don't know if you can hear it. You'll probably be able to hear it. It's called West Side, and it's from Green Piccolo. Green Piccolo actually has a lot of really dope lo-fi instrumentals. So if you like the kind of stuff that I usually play during live streams, I would recommend Green Piccolo as an artist. And if you've never seen Dragon Ball Z before and you don't know who Piccolo is, I feel sorry for you and your bloodline. Dallas says, thanks for taking the time to do these videos. Dallas Disrespect. Hey, you know what, fam? I've been on YouTube going on like 6 years now. Originally, when I posted, I was like, I would just do maybe a smoking video that was a minute or two long, and it would just be the piece. My face wouldn't even be in there. It'd be me milking the piece, blowing a cloud of smoke, and then the video would end. Then I started thinking about actually doing reviews and talking about stuff, and here we are. So I appreciate the fact that you guys tune in, and thank you for watching my videos. And I'm pretty sure that this is your first live stream because I've never seen you in here before. But if you've watched my videos in the past, thank you. And I hope to see you in more live streams, fam. We're actually trying to do this on a weekly basis, so we should be here every Friday. I was born and raised in California, so I'm a California native. Much love to you. I hope that you are having a great night. We're going to warm up this nail so that we can take this fat dab. Then we're going to take shot number 3.
Oh, so don't even lay down yet?
Oh, I guess not. My lady says, so don't even lay down yet? No. All right, y'all. Well, that was definitely some good hash.
Yeah.
And I don't know if my mama's still here, but Mama, I hope that you're not at your office so that you can take another shot at Jameson. I wish my brother Bengus was here so we could get him on camera with me, take some shots. He likes a particular. It's like a vodka mixed with a juice. It's either that or it's some type of sake. But I want to say it's like a vodka mixed with some kind of juice. I'm sorry, babe. What were you saying? She says, I like the Snoop Dogg metal you played last week. Yes, Gin and Juice, the metal cover. And that's all you have to do is put in Gin and Juice metal cover, and he'll be probably the most watched one. So he'll be at the top of the list, but his name is Leo. Really long name after that because he's not from the States, but he does metal covers of a bunch of different songs, and it's fucking amazing. He did a metal cover of Cotton Eye Joe. That was the shit. Dallas Disrespect says, I'm shamelessly drinking White Claws. Hey,
I don't even drink them.
you know what, fam? No, and just like your name, no disrespect. I don't care. Like, if you're drinking along with us, I give you props for that. Just make sure that you can get home safe if you're not home. If you're partying somewhere that is not where you live, then make sure that you understand that there's plenty of ways that you can get home. You can take a taxi, you can take an Uber, you can take a Lyft. I bet that there's probably a couple other services besides that I just don't know about. But there's a lot of ways that you can get home if you can't drive yourself. Let's see. My mama says, I have a vendor here with me. We're having a meeting. Well, mama, cheers to you guys. Much love, and thank you for tuning in while you have this meeting. Let's go ahead and take a dab. down to talk about that. Today, me and my lady had a movie date, and Mama, you'll like this, because one of these movies will sound familiar to you because of your brother. So me and my lady, we watched Bug, and we watched Puppet Master. Puppet Master is some old school shit. And if you've never seen that and you're a fan of like B-rate horror movies, I highly recommend that you check it out, because it's literally a movie about a bunch of occultists. We're talking psychics and mediums and shit that go out to this hotel that's supposed to be haunted, and they're looking for the secrets of this old puppet master who supposedly like found the secrets to like resurrection and shit. Dallas Disrespect says, Pinhead, already know what I'm talking about. See, that's how I already know. You're supposed to be here. You're part of the community. Shot. He has been inaugurated. But no, that movie, Dallas Disrespect says, I'm a 90s baby. Oh, dude. So yeah, like they don't make stories like that anymore. Like, that shit is fucking amazing. So I was showing my lady the glory that is Puppet Master. And if you've never seen Bug, it's kind of a weird movie because it's made by the guy that made The Exorcist. And when it first came out, they were like, that's what they kept talking about. Like, this movie was made by the same guy that made The Exorcist, so it's probably just as scary. And that's not exactly what they said, but that's kind of like the gist that they gave you. I bought the movie thinking that that's what I was in for. And when I actually watched it for the first time, I was like, what the fuck? But now I kind of appreciate it more for the story that it has, because as I write, I used to write. I don't write anymore. But because I used to write, I appreciate good stories. And Dallas Disrespect says with Michael Shannon, yes, sir. Yeah. And so, you know what's crazy about that, Dallas, is that when I watch like the extras on the DVD, he talks about how he was super stoked that they wanted to put that, because it's a play. Bug is originally a play, and when they wanted to adapt it to the screen, he was like, dude, I've been doing this play for years. Like, I really hope that I could do that. And it was just like perfect. So, and yes, that movie it's a fucking trip. So I would definitely recommend it to anyone that hasn't seen it before and would appreciate a good like psychological thriller, because that movie. It took some left turns, and there was some stuff where you're like, wait, what? So I thought it was a dope movie, and it's worth a watch. But yeah, Dallas agrees. He says, nope, horror is nothing like how it used to be. I agree, fam. And I feel like they're out of ideas. You know, how many movies do we have already? Like, you could go back to black and white movies, and there's all of that stuff. We've redone all that a million times. So I just feel like they're out of ideas. So instead of just admitting that they're out of ideas, they're like, you know what? Let's go with all the retarded shit that we thought would never work before, because we're out of ideas now. And that's like this series of what we're getting now. My mom says, damn, at first I thought you were talking about A Bug's Life. No, Mama, so there's this movie called Bug, and there's a famous lady in it.
Oh yeah, what's that?
That was Lord of Illusions, baby. This one, she's also famous, but I put it somewhere. It's in the other room. Oh, let me look it up on my phone real quick, guys. So,
We watch a lot of movies.
yeah, I do.
just today.
Oh, we did, yeah. Ashley Judd. If you don't know Ashley Judd and you've never seen the movie Double Jeopardy, that is a fucking dope movie. So this lady gets set up for the murder of her husband, and she goes to prison and serves her full term. She gets out, finds out that that fool is still alive and set her up, and then kills him again because she's already been convicted of it, so she can't go to jail for that same crime again. Double Jeopardy. It's a fucking dope ass movie.
We're gonna have to watch that.
It's fucking dope. My mama says, yes, I've seen the movie. So it's also got, oh shit, what's his name? Tommy Lee Jones. Because, yeah, he's the cop or the federal agent or whatever that is chasing him, that is chasing her, trying to like catch her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, that's what's, it's what the movie's about, is her. And I'm pretty sure if you bought it on DVD, that's literally what it would say, is like a woman's quest to kill her husband the second time after being falsely accused because he's still alive. Like, it would probably say some shit like that on the back of the fucking DVD. But it's a great movie, and it's not even a supernatural movie. It's just like a dope fucking action movie. So I would highly recommend that, and that is an Ashley Judd movie. So aside from that, Bug, really good movie with Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon, yes. I never really seen him before, but that movie gave me an appreciation for him because he's a really good actor.
He's been in, I don't remember the other movie I've seen him in.
And I'm sure he's been in other stuff, but that movie in particular, he did a really good job.
Yeah, he did.
It's sorry. Watch the movie anyway, because it's still good. That's all I'll say. All right, so we took the dab. Time to take shot number 3. Do you want? You don't have to.
Obviously.
All right. Okay. I just need to set my alarm now. What's another good movie? Well, it depends on, I guess, what you guys like to watch, but there's a really good movie that is not a horror movie called There Will Be Blood. That is a crazy movie about the psychology of a super successful, really cynical guy who starts an oil business, and he makes a lot of money at it. But yeah, There Will Be Blood. That movie is fucking awesome and kind of crazy. And let's see, the movie that I recommended to my little brother not too long ago, which since I recommended it to him, he's watched it like 5 or 6 times now, is Bone Tomahawk with Kurt Russell. So if you guys haven't seen Bone Tomahawk, it's dope for anybody. Dallas Disrespect, narcissistic Daniel Plainview, bro, he is so fucking, like, it's crazy. He's a psychopath. He is a psychopath. And my cousin Anthony, he's seen Bone Tomahawk. He says, you troglodyte. Bro, that movie is fucking savage. So my mama says, oh, I've seen that, it's good. Yeah, I recommended it to Joe, and I'm glad that he liked it as much as he did, because it is like it's a really good homage to Western movies, like old school Western movies, and like horror movies too, because man, shit goes down. You haven't watched that, babe? We'll watch it when we get done with this. Dallas Disrespect says the axe scene in Bone Tomahawk, a bastard in a basket. Dude, that shit, like, the body horror scenes in Bone Tomahawk are fucking crazy for a Western film. And I think that's why you have, just because of the shit that goes down, like in the cave. it has to be classified as a Western horror because I don't know, like that shit is just fucking, that's gnarly, and you don't see stuff like that in a normal Western movie. So yeah, Bone Tomahawk, There Will Be Blood, dope. Double Jeopardy, dope. Bug, dope. Just skip over a certain timestamp that I was talking about. You won't need to worry about Double Jeopardy, but either way, it's a good movie. Yeah, Chop. There we go. So this is the last one of the night. My mama wants me to pull out a particular rig. I will absolutely do that, mama. Let me take this shot real quick, and I will actually grab that right now, and I will grab the cap along with it. Oh, yeah, so you asked for that too. All right, so I will grab both of those things in just a second. You said it, huh? Dallas Disrespect wants to know if I've seen The Killing of a Sacred Deer. I have not, fam, and I will counter that with, have you seen a movie called Cigarette Burns? All right, mama. So, to my mama and her friend Elias, I don't want to have the cap fall out, so I'm going to show you guys the rig first, and then I'm going to show the cap afterwards. So this is a toxic slime barrel that I had a buddy make for me, and it's pretty dope because, well, my favorite feature is the leak. So right here on the bottom, there's a hole that's leaking out a bunch of slime that's creating a puddle that kind of stabilizes it. Not like it needs a whole lot of stabilization because it's a pretty fucking wide barrel. But I just thought it would be dope to have that little gimmick in there of a hole and a leak. And then you have some super duper fat slime drips coming off the ground joint. You also have a skull melting into the slime. May not be able to see it very well because this camera kind of sucks, but there's the eye socket, there's the eye socket. There's the teeth. Then we also have a biohazard symbol. And what's really neat is, so this particular, it looks black, and it is. It's very dark. It's like a gunmetal gray, but it's super, super dark. And this is called steel wool. So it's kind of glittery and sparkly, which is dope. And along with it, I have this custom cap right here from Heretic Glass, which is a slime spill. And the dope thing about this is that barrel right there is made out of the same stuff that the rig is. It's made out of steel wool. And Heretic Glass has never made another cap like this. So this is a one of a kind. And the reason why I know that is because somebody was commenting on a post that I made, and Heretic Glass actually came on and got into the comments and said, yeah, your piece is pretty unique, fam. I haven't made something like that. So this is a one-off. And it's pretty fucking dope. Yeah, the camera kind of sucks. My lady's leaving the room now, so I can actually switch the camera around, maybe get a better angle. Oh yeah, focus right away. Look at that. Hi, Ducan. Oh, stretch. Big stretch. Wait. Is my mama saying that she's gonna head out this way? Is that what you're saying? How deep? Okay, watch out. Dallas Disrespect checking out for the night. Dallas, thank you so much for joining in, fam. Really appreciate you hopping into the conversation and being an active part of the chat. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I also hope that we see you in future live streams. Much love, fam, and yeah, have a good, safe rest of your night. My cousin says, I have seen neither. Have you seen Threads? It is a British nuclear apocalyptic documentary style movie. It is very depressing. I have not, cuz I may have to check that out. Correction, 1984. Okay, but either way, it's called Threads, and it's a British nuclear apocalyptic documentary style movie. So yeah, I will definitely have to check it out. Okay, so my mama's gonna head out this way. So mama, if you want to stop by, it would be awesome to see you and take some shots with you. And I hope that you know that, you're always welcome to stop in here if you need to take a rest or anything. So yeah, if you're going to be in the area, I hope that I get to see you. Let's see, we got 12 homies in the chat. What's going on, 12 homies? So we're coming up on about an hour and a half. So I think that So Connor Hallman says, first time catching you live. Big fan, dude. How are you? All right. So I got to stay on a couple of minutes for Connor Hallman here. What's up, brother Connor? So I am doing pretty well, fam. It is dope that you were able to catch us live. I am super humbled that you have been watching the content on a regular basis, and I hope that I've been able to help you, make a decision on a particular product or on some glass, or that you've learned something. Okay, mama, I'm lost. So looks like it says you're okay. So your vendor's heading out my way? I do believe that would be Elias. So Elias is going to be out in my area. Well, if Elias likes to take dabs, he's more than welcome to come by the house, and I will introduce myself and get him fucking dabbed out. Steve G says, what's up? Finally home after working 17 hours straight. Well-deserved dab now. Much love, Steve G. Take that dab and make it a fatty. We got my little brother, Dead Zaku, in the house. You know what, broski? I'm going to need to start sending a notification out to everybody, the important folks, when I go live, so that you guys all know and you can tune in. I appreciate you being here, and if you want, I'm totally down to hop on after this and smash on some zombies. My mama says Elias took over my chat. Yes. Connor says, hell yeah, man, I actually started using pearls and a spinner cap because of you. Well, helped me make a decision. You know what, Connor? It's always humbling to know that I was able to help somebody, whether it's make a decision or decide on a product because they were on the fence about it. Like, if I've been able to help you with something, then I'm just grateful for that opportunity. And I'm glad that you have been watching the channel. So I hope that I can continue to provide you with good information and that you enjoy watching. says it's Friday watching too much WWE. Yes. And dude, it's so dope that Edge brought the Brood back, because as soon as I watched the entrance and like the whole thing, I was like, bro, I remember this. Like I remember this. So I totally remember the Brood. I just needed to actually see it. Lewis says, I used to dab at a high temperature. You know what, fam? I think we all did. But he says, I learned how to dab at the right temp after watching your vids. Much love, fam. Thank you so much for trusting in my opinion and for watching the videos. And I hope, just like I was telling the other brother, Brother Connor, I hope that I can continue to bring you guys good information, and that you watch the channel and that you get good stuff out of it. We got a bunch of family in here right now. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I think that we are going to take one more shot, but before I do that, I do need to go get another ginger ale. So give me just 1 second. I will be right back. 11 homies in the chat. We're coming up on an hour and a half. I think that we'll probably check out a little bit early. That way I can game it up with my little brother, as well as show my lady a new movie, because we definitely need to watch Bone Tomahawk now that I've talked it up this much. She's like, what is that movie about? We need to see that. So we need to we're going to check that out after this. What's up, babe?
Do you need another drink?
Can you get me another bottle, please?
Yeah, do I need another drink?
No, you're good.
I'm good?
Yep. So, guys, baby, can you also put this on? All right. We will be right back, and we'll get the end of the night started. Zen moment.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so sounds like I'm going to meet this Elias soon. Elias, what I will tell you, fam, is you're welcome at the house. And I look forward to meeting you, and I hope that you can handle your dabs. And so my lady was saying, and your liquor. But that's the thing, is that if you've been hanging out with my mom, then you already learned that one. If you're going to fuck with our family, you need to be able to take shots. That's just that's just a thing. My mama says, when we going shooting? Next time I go down? I don't know. Well, I've invited you to go down. Did you make it with me? I didn't think so.
I work.
That's true.
I have to have at least a month's notice.
Shit. I'm totally down to discharge some firearms, though.
Yes.
Let's make that happen post haste. Oh, okay. So apparently Elias keeps taking over the chat. My mama says,
Either way.
Dead Zaku, that was Elias. So Elias was asking my little brother, when we going shooting? He's got enough guns. I love my little brother. It's so awesome going down to visit and talking with him about what's new in his gun inventory. My mama says I just picked up a new Kimber. Jesus. I keep, so what I want, and it sucks because it's illegal here in California because California's a little bitch, is a mare's leg from Henry Rifle, which is a nice little fucking lever action, 44 Magnum, cut barrel, My little brother, he says DACA. Yeah. If you play tabletop games like Warhammer, then you know what that means. If not, it just means that shit'll blow you back out. And you know what? I'm not even a big gun person. That's like the only fucking gun that I want. Figures that it would be illegal where I live. It's California's little bitch. All right. Shot number 4, guys. Much love to all of you. So my little brother wants to know what book that I'm reading. You know what, broski? Thank you for asking that more than once so that I can see it. I am going to get that as soon as I take this shot because my lady already took it.
Yeah, he's taking forever.
All right. An hour and 32 minutes. Right now, and this is a book that I recommended last week, but in particular, if we're just going to talk about one book, this book right here, Sleep Paralysis by Shelley Adler. That's not what I was going to say. That's just a burp. What I appreciate about this book is the fact that it differentiates between what is a bad dream and what is a nightmare. Because a lot of people think that a nightmare is a bad dream, and that's not true. A nightmare is more or less another word for sleep paralysis, which is an actual experience in which you feel the sensation of being locked in your body. You cannot move. You're awake. You're very much aware of your immediate surroundings, and you are awake. And that's an intense, reality that you understand, is that you wake up and you're awake, but you can't move. And aside from that, there's usually an intense sense of dread and some kind of shadow figure. And if it's not a shadow figure, then it's some kind of figure that's based off of some cultural aspect of how you've been brought up. Like in Australia, they call it being hag-ridden. And so most of the time, what you see when you have sleep paralysis is like a crusty old witch lady sitting on top of you. But in all cases of what has been deemed sleep paralysis, what people experience is the same thing. You wake up, you're paralyzed, you have an intense sense of dread, and there is some other being in the room with you. And this has been documented. What's crazy about it is that it breaks cultural norms, because there are societies that have never contacted each other before that have completely different, what I was saying before, cultural norms. But they still can describe the same experience when it comes to a nightmare. And that is exactly what I described before. I'm sorry for being repetitive, but you wake up, you're very aware of your surroundings, but you're stuck. There's something around you that you know is there. Sometimes you can hear things, sometimes you can smell things, sometimes you see things. Like literally you see the thing that's trying to take advantage of you or take your energy or whatever the case may be. But there's all this stuff, and it's Connor says, "Sir, you start talking about deep shit as I exhale my dab." Dead Zaku says, "I actually found sleep paralysis in the Bible, Job 4:13 through 17. E says, "What the fuck?" Dead Zaku says, "Describes it perfectly." But what I would say to anybody that feels like they may suffer from that phenomena, it's not something that you need to worry about, because there is a way to combat it. The way may not necessarily be what you want, but it is the way, and that is to call upon the name of the Lord.
What did
Like
it say?
when
Job what? 4:13?
Job 4:13 through 17. And so you know what, little brother, I've actually seen some arguments that have put forward the spirit, I think it was Daniel, the spirit that Daniel wrestled, the prophet that wrestled some spirit all throughout the night, and he broke his hip and all that kind of shit.
Never mind.
So who was it?
Give me a minute.
You can't remember? Okay, so no, we're both good then. So that we both can't remember. We're all right.
Give me a minute.
But and my little brother, I know that he can look it up faster than I can because I'm on camera. Aaron Golema, what's good, everyone? What's up? Dead Zaku says, "I think he wrestled God." There are people that put forward the argument that he may have been battling a night terror or a nightmare.
That verse.
But I agree with you. I think that he actually had an experience with the pre-incarnate Jesus. So all I'm saying is there's different theories that explain that experience that he had. What's that, baby? Yes, it should be.
I want to know what chapter Bible.
But yeah, so sometimes we get into some deep shit, and what I will say is that to any of you that have experienced night terrors, to any of you that have experienced nightmares, to any of you that have experienced sleep paralysis, I would actually recommend maybe looking into the Bible, maybe studying scripture a little bit, maybe building a relationship with your creator, and calling on his name the next time you need it. Because for the longest time, I wanted to say that there wasn't like a come to Jesus moment for me, but to be completely honest, there's actually been a couple. They've just been dreams and or visions, and they've been really vivid, and I've talked about them in other streams. But I think that there definitely are times where you get put in the position where it's like, okay, what team are you on? Al Beasley says, could have been battling schizophrenia, not trying to knock anyone's faith, to each their own. I have night terrors here and there, just not religious. And yeah, most people that, and so Al the Beasley, what I'm going to put forth is, I understand that adding a religious aspect to the mental aspect of the thing that you're experiencing may be frightening. But if you haven't had any release or any relief from any of the things that you've been doing thus far, then what could it hurt to try what it might be to be religious, or even what other people might call faithful? Al the Beastly says, but am spiritual. I believe there's a creator and nobody knows, and faith is good for some people. See, that ambiguous shit is where they get you. So, I'm not. Then that's the thing is, I hear her already talking shit.
I'm not talking
So
shit. I'm just saying
I'm
we
not
have
going.
different opinions.
I'm not going to.
I actually read a book where it's, if it's medical or if it's actually like.
Which it can be possible that it's medical,
There's
but
certain signs. You have to actually look at the certain signs.
so
that they
Al
go
the
into
Beastly,
it.
do you think that you
Genesis 32.
possibly have schizophrenia then?
Thank you, Shannon.
And my mama actually was the one to bring it up. She said Genesis 32,
She said 32.
22
right?
through 32, where Jacob wrestles with God. So it was Jacob. It wasn't Daniel. Thank you for correcting me, mama. Jacob wrestles with God.
Genesis
Yes,
32?
that is exactly it. Al the Beastly says meditation is also good. Mushrooms, microdoses. No, I don't have that. Al the Beastly, I would say meditation is not good. And we're going to have different thoughts on that, but what I'm going to say is if you look into the Bible, so let's just say that you happen to have an interest in what the Bible says in any fashion. The Bible says that you need to take hold of every thought and you need to test it. Well, meditation is the exact opposite of that. Meditation is basically make yourself an empty vessel and make yourself open to any message that comes in from the universe. Well, the super fucking sketchy thing that anybody with any rationale would see about that is if you make yourself open to any message from the universe at all, that means that you're open to a good or a bad message. And if we can at least admit that, then we can start to have a conversation. But people that want to say that there's only positive and love coming through, you know what?
No.
Keep jerking yourself off because that's a fucking fantasy. The shit does not work that way, and there is positive and negative. It's just like a goddamn battery. And if you don't think that there's positive and negative going through that shit, you're fucking stupid. Al the Beastly says, I do have PTSD, depression, and severe anxiety. So Al the Beastly, and I would say microdosing on like shrooms and whatnot may not be the worst thing for you. But as far as like your mode of faith, I would say be careful with meditation because you don't want to make yourself an empty vessel. And the reason why is because let's just say that you believe maybe some of the things that the prophets in the Bible say. Well, it just so happens that it's in the Bible that not all of your thoughts are your own, and you need to capture those thoughts and actually test them and make sure if they're good or not. And when you're emptying your own thoughts and just making yourself a receptacle for the universe, that's a dangerous thing. And that's the main goal of meditation. Al the Beastly says there's different meditation and good and bad in words of the Bible. I personally think there's good and bad to everything. I personally don't meditate, but I've seen it do good for people and has helped me in the past. So you don't meditate anymore, but you used to. And here's the thing. I'm not going to press the issue because one of the things that I encourage is for people that have different ideas to be able to come here in the chat and hang out. But Al the Beastly, like if you have issues like with sleeping and with the way that you think and you've been meditating hardcore for a long time, maybe don't meditate anymore. And see if maybe that no, well, that's the thing is it doesn't make a difference because it's like talking to you. It doesn't matter if a person, and I talked about this on my last stream, and I'm sorry if you guys take offense to it. Any of you that do take offense to it, maybe you need to reevaluate the feelings that you feel when I talk about this subject and actually look into what I'm talking about instead of just getting all your fucking panties in a twist. But you have to be careful when you follow certain modes of belief because they may actually lead to you being available to some kind of attack. Al the Beastly says, at the end of the day, everyone needs to find their own mental strength and try different things to find their path. And see, Al the Beastly, I would caution against taking the Oprah kind of thing to your truth is different from my truth. And
I knew you were going there.
Because that's what's happening. That's the argument that's being presented. Okay, so then it's obvious where I'm going because it's obvious where the chat is going. So what I would caution against that is not all truths are valid. Like, sure, you can believe whatever the fuck you want, but unfortunately, there is a truth and an incorrect. And to put that into the most concise perspective that I could, which I actually think I did in my last stream. Let's say that I'm on the top of a building and I really believe that, you know, I could step off this building and I'm gonna float. It doesn't really matter if my truth is that I'm going to float. When I step off that building, reality is going to kick in, and it doesn't matter if my truth is I'm gonna float, I'm not gonna float. And you know what that means? That means that my truth is incorrect. So it's very, very possible in the world that we live in today for things that people believe in to be incorrect. It's possible. Al the Beastly says, I like the debate. Hard to do it in text. Comes through different than what I'm saying. Easier to talk. Al the Beastly. I wish I could say yes, but the thing is that I've had this discussion with a lot of different people before. So it's not a different argument. It's honestly, that's why my response is what it is. It's just it's just a different person. Like, I appreciate people having different points of view. I would just caution everyone that you have to be careful with this, with what you think is the truth, because it's not subjective. It's objective. There's a proper way to view things, and then there's an incorrect way to view things.
There's everybody's way.
That doesn't mean that everyone's way is valid, though.
You're right. It doesn't mean everybody's way is valid, but you can't tell them that they're wrong in the way they do things.
Unfortunately,
oh babe, we're not having this conversation
with absolute certainty.
We're not having this conversation again.
No, I can't. But you know what? I would rather play the odds in my favor. And so, 13 homies in the chat, here's my argument. Let's say that I'm talking to an atheist. If the atheist is right and I'm wrong, then I live a moral, maybe an imperfect life, but a moral life. And then when I die, I'm worm food. But if I believe what he believes, I'm going to be a piece of shit. I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do. I'm going to cheat people. I'm going to lie to people. I'm going to steal from people. I might even kill people. I might rape people. And it's not going to matter because I'm not going to think that there's anything that I'm going to be held accountable to in the afterlife. So I'm just going to fucking skate on YOLO and I'm just going to do whatever the fuck I want. But here's the thing, is that if I'm right and that person is wrong, I really feel bad for that person. So here's the thing. In my position, I would rather err on the side of caution and lead a half-decent, maybe imperfect, but moral life and die. And if that's it, and then I become worm food, fine. But if there is something and I get judged for that, you know what? There ain't going to be a long list of shit because I tried to follow the rules. My little brother says, personal testimony, I used to get bad night terrors. You can ask my entire family. My sleep paralysis went away when I got saved. I still have nightmares, but not nearly as much as I used to. And little brother, I don't like to bring it up unless you do, but that is true because I remember that being a topic of discussion in the family and being something that I talked to you about, being something that we dealt with together. But yes, nightmares, night terrors, Those are real things that people deal with. And the crazy thing is once you have the name of Jesus Christ to call on for whatever fucking reason, they just happen to stop. And you can do whatever the fuck you want with that information, but I tell you what, call on any other name. The next time that you have a night terror, call on Muhammad or call on Buddha.
You always have to call on Jesus.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work. And Al the Beastly said, so if you don't believe in afterlife, you have no conscience or morals. I believe or hope there's something, but that seems too black and white. Al the Beastly, we're not saying that at all. There are atheists that have great morals and hearts, but the thing is that doesn't mean that I can't believe that you're incorrect for what you think. Like, you can put forward your ideas and I can disagree with them as an adult, and we can have an adult discussion and still get along. Like, I don't have to agree with everything that you think and believe in for you to still be my friend. And I hope that's not what you think, because yeah, if you don't think that there's an afterlife and you are an atheist, then we don't agree on shit. And guess what? I still think of you as a friendly person that I would welcome into my streams. So I don't want you to think that you're not welcome here just because we don't think the same thing. But I do hope that maybe on some level I get to plant a seed in your head where maybe you think a little bit more about what I'm saying and you start researching things. And I understand that you're talking in theories, because the crazy thing is most of the world that we believe in is made up of theories, right? Theory of gravity. It's a theory. It still hasn't been proven yet, so it's a theory. There's a lot of the theory of relativity. It's a theory because it's a theory.
No, but there is mathematical.
Just because there's math
proving that there is gravity, proving that there is.
No, there isn't. Or else all these years wouldn't have gone by and it still wouldn't be a theory. There's a lot of mathematical shit that may help to prove it, but that theory hasn't been proven yet. Or else it would be fact, but it's not a fact. It's not the fact of gravity, is it?
Just so other people can work on it and like learn their own self, but it is actually.
See, you can talk around it, but that's what's called scientism, because it's as much as a faith.
I think I do believe in science.
Yeah, it's as much as a faith as any other religion. It's when you want to believe that science is gonna be able to explain everything on some level someday. So you're just holding out. Oh, if we can't explain it now, it's not supernatural. It's just that we don't have the science to explain it.
You can show me wrong in the math, in the actual math problem that.
And the Bible talks about motherfuckers like you. Jesus literally said, you had Moses and the prophets. So if you didn't believe them, someone even being resurrected from the dead wouldn't convince you. Because you'd ask for the math, motherfucker.
No.
You'd ask for the math. You'd say, what was the science behind it? I want to make sure you're not an illusionist. So I want to make sure that you show me the formula that you used to do that. So show me the science. I want to see the science.
They're the same coin on different sides. Science and religion. That's how it works. There's some things you have to have faith in and believe in, and there's some things you're just like, you know what? You can prove this in science, so show me the science. And there's other things you really can't prove, so you're either going to have faith in it or you're not. Oh my God, babe, we had this conversation so many times. I'm not happy to begin with you.
That's why I stopped talking.
That's
so that we could pick up the audio. We could pick up the audio of what she was saying so that we could get it on camera. Because she doesn't want to be on camera, but she wants to talk. So let's get her opinion. So
let's just give me drugs so I can talk. That's your thing.
So
let's take another shot. Fuck this.
And she wants to take another shot. She's like, fuck you. You're just trying to make me talk. Let's take another shot.
Science isn't always
so it's
wrong.
me.
There's certain things in science that, yeah, I will agree that is wrong. But there's other things in science that is right. That's when you have to realize, like, is it science or is it faith that you want to walk on? I'm just saying, it's a same coin, two sides.
Corey says, can we all just agree that low-key Morgan Freeman is God and just acting like a mortal man?
You know what? Yeah, I'm down with that.
He is currently narrating all of our lives right now, and that's what keeps us alive.
Down with that.
He is
Morgan Freeman can narrate everything.
right now. He's talking about this argument that we're having in this live stream.
You just get me started, don't you? You know the
You get
buttons.
yourself started,
You know the
woman.
buttons.
You get
That's
yourself
why.
started. You're a self-starter.
You know my buttons. And I think you push a lot of it.
I'm just having a stream.
This is
So much. We got 13 homies in the
This
chat.
is a normal thing for us.
Much love to you guys.
By doing so, he gains a freckle.
Shit. Stay lit. How many?
Like 4.
At least.
At least 4.
Yeah. If it's not 4, then it's 5. Because we've taken a few. So I'm gonna be generous, and I'm gonna say that this is 4, but we've taken a few.
Ooh, that's 4.
And we need to check the fuck out because we're coming up on 2 hours. So I need to show her a new movie. So we need to watch Bone Tomahawk, and that's gonna be amazing after I take this dab. Because yeah, we still
have to have shots.
We still got hash smoke in here and shit. So we're doing great. My mama says, Al the Beastly, I think everyone is entitled to their opinion. I respect that. I always welcome hearing others' views. I was raised Catholic. Now I'm very confused.
See, I was raised Pentecostal. Like deep Pentecostal.
And I get being confused. I get acknowledging the fact that everyone has the right to view what they view. But at the end of the day, again, and I will put it in the context of just straight logic, I can be on the top of a building and believe with all of my heart, my truth can be that I can float and I'm the next fucking X-Man.
No, but
if I step off that roof, it doesn't matter
because
what my truth is.
Over and makes
doesn't
fall.
Exactly.
Gravity.
Exactly.
So you just said you don't believe in gravity, but
I'm using it as a metaphor to prove that there's another force out there besides my belief. You can call it gravity, you can call it buoyancy and density, which I've been calling it for a while, which I've told you about. So if you really want to have that discussion right now, we can do it. I'll pull up the shit.
Just pour the shot. We're not having this conversation for the 20th time. Oh my god.
Because you don't want it, because
it never leads anywhere.
It would be horrible if I proved.
Disagree, babe.
It would be horrible if I proved you wrong on camera.
Show me the math. I'm just saying, we agree to disagree.
The simplest one would be the meme that I sent you, is how to confuse gravity.
How do you confuse it?
You cut an orange.
Please, sir, explain.
Because an orange in the skin is going to float.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not because it's attached.
You cut an orange, and then you put the fucking peel in, it's going to float. The orange is actually going to sink, but you put them all in at once, and it's going to float.
Read books.
Dead Zaku.
We read a lot of books.
Thank you.
That's all we do.
Thank
is read
you.
Books.
No, all I do is read books.
You think?
There we go. There's the bookshelves. There's 2 of them.
Oh, look at my bunny. It's cute.
There's the bunny that I got for her. Al the Beastly. So, and here's the thing is, like my mom, on a level, I can appreciate that everyone has their own opinion. The thing is, though, not everyone's opinion is valid. And, like, there are things that are right, there are things that are wrong. And if we can't agree on that, like, if we can't, there are people, so I've actually had discussions with people that are like, there is no truth. Well, that's a self-defeating statement. Because if that statement were true, then even saying that there is no such thing as truth is not true.
Obviously, you can fly when you're on drugs. Gravity takes over and you fall flat on the fucking floor.
There's a lot of people that would love to believe that certain things are true, or that's great, and and I don't hold that against them. But the thing is that smart people don't put faith in things blindly. They research shit. So apparently, that's obvious. That's obvious. You said it. I didn't say shit. I was talking to these people. You were talking like that was a completely separate thing. You brought it up. But anyway, we're gonna take one more shot. Then we are going to watch Bone Tomahawk and enjoy the rest of the night. I don't care what you believe. I'm glad that you tuned in. Whether you agree or disagree, or you agree to disagree. That's fine.
I disagree. That's where we always land on this shit.
Much love to all of you guys. My mama says one more shot. I agree.
Always.
I agree with that. There is no agree to disagree on that shit. I just agree. So we got one more. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. 2 hours in. Damn, she took hers already.
I'll spend like the next 20 minutes talking, so I always just take mine as soon as we up glasses.
People ask questions. Shit happens. I gotta host this motherfucker.
You do. Host away, baby.
Alright. I would like a glass of whiskey, sir.
We just had one. Let's do it again.
My little brother recommends watch Event Horizon if you want a good movie about black holes. You know what?
Yes, I actually do want a good movie about black holes. They just proved his theory right, by the way.
I'm totally down. That's not what I was going to say. That's just a burp. So we may have to watch Event Horizon tonight. In the meantime, thank you guys very much for tuning in. 13 homies in the chat. Elias, if you actually do head out this way, make sure that you hit me up on the DMs or have my mom send me a message. I don't know. You took over her fucking keyboard at one point. So yeah, if you're on Instagram, hit me up. If you're going to be in the area, let's hang out. I'll dab you out and we'll have a good time. Much love to everybody else. Thank you guys for chilling with us. Have a good, safe rest of your Friday and be on the lookout because we will be coming with some videos. So yeah, I will see you very soon.